Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Mm, as usual, we are trying to solve a LeetCode question, and today question number 90, subset 2. Let's read the question. Subset 2, sorry, why is it showing medium difficulty? Okay, so I was confused. The question number is question number 88, merge sorted array. So we have to merge two arrays. You are given two integer array norms1 and norms2 sorted in non-descending order and two integer and n representing the number of elements in norms1 and norms2 respectively. Merge norms1 and norms2 into a single sorted in non-descending order. Okay, same order. The final sorted array should not be returned by the function but instead be stored inside the array norms1. To accommodate this, norms1 has a length of m plus n, where the first m elements denote the elements that should be merged, and the last n elements are set to 0 and should be ignored. Norms2 has a length of n. Okay, so mm, I can do this question in two different ways. First of all, what I could do is I could iterate through each element of norms1 and iterate through each element of norm2 uh, and check each element, and if it is greater than the element present in norms2, then I simply replace that element and push this element by one index by using dot insert method. And the method is I could simply append norms2 to norms1, and after that I could uh, arrange this array in non-descending order again. Let's try both methods. First of all, I am trying through first, sorry, from second method. So what I could do is int I equals to m, which is the length of the, okay, so that's not how we should do it. So I need to check 0, 0, 1, and it should return 1. Okay, so um, int I equals to 0, I is less than m, I plus. The question is saying uh, that the length of where the first m elements denote the element that should be merged. Norms1 has a length of m plus n. Yeah, that's what I thought. So m is the length of the first element here, right? Yes. So the length of m is 0 here. So I could simply write here m and less than m plus n, I plus plus. I'm iterating through each index, and I will simply mm, assign the mm, element present in nodes to. I need to create a new variable. Suppose z 0, and I do this way, and in this you can append this. After doing so, I need to again sort this array and plus n minus 1 I plus plus in j equals to I plus 1, j is less than n plus n, j plus plus if norms norms 1 I is greater than norms 2, sorry, norms 1 j, then I need to replace these elements norms 1 I equals to norms 1 j and norms 1 j equals to norms 1, sorry, not norms 1, it should be temp as we don't have to return anything. So this should solve the question. If I haven't done any other edits, I think but it will take a lot of time to process and it will have higher time complexity than what we actually desire. Okay, so I actually solved this question in this desired way. I guess that's how we should do it. Because in my what I explained in my first method, if we were to go through each element of norms 1 and norms 2 just like we did here and check whether this element is greater than this element and again replace it if it is not sorry if it is greater and not replace it if it is smaller, then we have to go through this loop a lot of time and we would have required a lot of if statement and it would have made on our it would have made our question a bit more difficult and difficult for the compiler to compile, and it would have taken much more time than what actually it should have taken. Okay, should I do another question or should I leave it here? Actually, don't need. You could try another question. Let's see. Question number: convert sorted array to binary source tree. Pascal strangle 2, best time to buy and sell stock. I actually want to try a medium level question. Container almost started. Let's see if we can do it or not. You are given an integer array height of length n. There are n vertical lines drawn such that two endpoints of the ith line are I comma 0 and I comma I. Okay, so this is representing our coordinates. Uh, So is our x coordinate is I, so it means that our line is parallel to y-axis, as you can see here, and this goes from 0 to height I. So it means that um, the height of each line is given by the value of height I. Find two lines that together with the x-axis uh, from a container such that the container contains the most water. Return the maximum amount of water a container can store. Notice that you may not slam the container. Okay. Oh, I understand. If we slam the container, then the greatest water we could store is if we did this right. Is this is if there are two container with same length, then you can store it like this way. Water. So we need to consider both x-axis and y-axis. Is the area of this should be less than the area of this. So we have taken this input array, output 49, explanation the over vertical lines are represented by array on it. So we have to take the index is our length and each value is its height. So we have to take the smallest value between two lines and multiply this line with its index from the first line or the line which we are taking is our container's next line. Message after water blue section the container can contain is 49. Sample to I equals to 1 1. Okay, this could be tough. Actually, it is tough. So I need to create a new array where I store the area whose size should be same as the size of height, and I need a loop less than the size I plus plus. Do I need another loop? Yeah, I need another loop. Actually, I need to make a two-dimensional array. So let make a static array, which actually I'm trying to make a two-dimensional array because suppose we have four lines. So the possible area which an array should contain is this area between these two lines A1, area between sorry area between these two lines A2, area between these two lines A3, and again area between these two lines A4, area between these two lines A5, and that is so I need to use a form of combination. So if there are four lines and I have to choose two unique lines. Hmm. If there are four lines, then this one, three, four, five, six. Yeah. So it is given by combination n, sorry, NC2 formula is n the number of line and the number of possible area we require is given by the number of possible area we require is given by the two unique line we can choose at a time, which is always given by the combination as it is the selection, not the arrangement, which is given by permutation. So NC2 gives the length of the array. Now the question is, how can I find factorial within C++? Is n factorial n minus r factorial into r factorial, right? So sorry. So this is n factorial. This is n minus 2 factorial. And this is 2 factorial. So what we have to do is n minus 1, and n minus 2 factorial. Or we'll simply put it like this, n minus 2 factorial into 2. So we will cut this in this, and it becomes n minus 1 by 2. This is just like our complete graph, the edges of complete graph. So n minus 1 by 2, that's the size we need. So let's make an array named arr, where first of all let's take a variable named n, which is store the size of height, which means the size is always given by the number of line present inside of that array, and we need to make an array named arr which length will be equal to n n minus 1 divided by 2. Isn't that right? That's right. You don't need this bracket here. Yeah. N minus 1 by 2. After doing so, so mm, if this is 2, this is also 2, then it means that 2 is equal to 1, 2. First one and second term also it is equal to 1, 2. This is given by 2 into 1 by 2. No, this doesn't make sense. Okay. So these are two lines, then we will convert this to one. Okay, that's correct. Again, there are three lines, then we will compare this line with this line and this line with this line. Again, we will compare this line with this line only, as we have already compared these two lines. Just the total comparison. So the comparison is 3. It's given by 3 into 2 by 2. Yeah, so let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4. Compare this with this, compare this with this, compare this with this. Again, compare. We have already compared this with this, and this with this, and this with this. So compare this with this, compare this with this, and also compare this with this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 4. 4 into 3 by 2. 3 to the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's correct. Mm, after that, this will again go here, which we actually don't require to do. And again, this will go here, so that it will go here. And it will complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. It's right. Into height minus 1, call int j equals to I plus 1. J is less than, I will say height dot size j plus plus, and I have to find the area ARR. I need a new variable named int k equals to 0. I will put k here, and I will multiply, let's say just the I cross R, height j, right? So this will give the area of each element, and I have to increase k by 1, increment k each time. So suppose, sorry, don't, we need to make 4 lines. Suppose these are 4 lines. So the first time loop will search this and this, right? Yeah. And it will search this and this. Let me make a line, and it will sort this and this. Again, it will sort this and this, and it will sort this and this. And at last, it will sort this and this. So Okay, it will do. Now we need another variable name greatest area, whose value should be 0 at beginning, as we don't know the greatest area currently, and we need to iterate uh, I is less than I is less than n n minus 1 by 2 I plus plus, and if 0 is the greatest area, if greatest area is less than, I then we should replace just the greatest area. We should replace the greatest area by the area present inside of index I of array. And after doing that, the greatest area will be present inside of greatest area variable. After that, we should just return greatest area. This is my first medium difficulty question. I got it wrong first time. And the output we got is 60. Okay, so I actually messed up because I didn't add to multiply I into ij. I needed the smallest I between these two, and I need to multiply that with the one the length between two index, right? That's what I actually needed to do. So let's code this. uh, and we need a if statement to check uh, if what's the name? If I is less than ij. If I is less, then we need to, if I is less, then we have to multiply I with the difference between uh, I minus j. What I'm trying to do is, if these four are the lines, then if this line is smallest and we are comparing this line with this line, then what we have to do is we have to multiply this distance or the length or width, whichever we call it, with the height of the line. So we have to multiply L1 into L2, as it will give the area L1 into L2, which is given by L2 is given by the smallest height, so we will have this, and we have to, in order to find this, we need to find the index of I, and we have to find the index of j, uh, and we have to subtract this j minus I, and it should give us our desired answer. Okay, that should do it. Sorry, I did j minus I here. Yeah, it should be j minus I, because j is always greater than I, right? J minus I, else, else if height j is greater or height I and height j are equal, then it doesn't matter if height j is equal with height I. As if both are equal, then although we multiply height j with the index, or we multiply height I with index, the answer would be same. Let's run this again and check our answer. Okay, we got it correct. Let's see the time complexity. What happened here then? Okay, though. So the what is zero? We have too many elements. What is it? What will this mean? Oh God. Address, sanitizer, step of wrong address, blah 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 blah. Okay, so I need vector right here. What it's trying to say is use the fucking vector. Wait int l and to use sizer. Let's run this again. Will it work? Sorry, let this mistake here. Expected semicolon after expression. Why would I need semicolon here? This parenthesis is for this parenthesis is for this, and this parenthesis is for this. Okay, so what's the problem? Let's take this error to ChatGPT and see what it's trying to say. Error message you are seeing expected semicolon after expression so that there is a syntax issue in the code based on the line you have provided. It looks like you are trying to use wait int, but somebody instead of writing vector, I wrote wait. What was I thinking? VCTY. Okay, now it's correct. Let's see if it runs or not. Okay, and memory limited exceeded. So the main issue is with memory limit. What should I do if the memory exceeds? Okay, now can I do memory limit exceed exceeds right? Yeah, exceeds in LeetCode routing. Okay, let's see what it's trying to do. If your incorrect memory limit exceeded MLE error on LeetCode tutorial means that your solution is using more memory than the problem allows. There are several strategies you can try to reduce. It is optimize data structure, in place modification. It's time for it should actually tell me where I exceeded memory, right? Whether I exceeded memory in this or not. I guess this is where I exceeded memory. So how many elements are here? Does it have its length? No, it doesn't. Okay, so we go to description and check the total number of element is equals to 5, 10 to the power 5. So it shouldn't be int, it should be long. Let's try this again. 10 to the power 5. 10 to the power 5 is 1 million. Sorry, 100,000. 100,000. 1 minute, 1 it can hold 2 million, so it can hold 6 digits. That's not the sphere. What is this? Uh, I'm so stuck. Can't think of any idea right now. Should I look at the solution? But I don't want to. I actually want to solve this question by myself. I actually got some of them. Mm, I want to check something. So does this contain repeated element? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so it doesn't have any repeated element, right? So we can't eliminate any repeated element. So that's not the solution. Or is it? It started with 1. Sorry, it started with 0 and it ended with 1, right? So what I think what that loop will take too much time to run, but I think that's the necessary step what we have to take. So for in I equals to 0, I is less than n minus 1, I plus plus. For int j equals to I plus 1, j is less than n, j plus plus, and we need to check if I, I, but uh, doing this way won't work, right? What I was trying to do is I wanted to remove duplicate for the line with same length. However, that won't work as our question is asking us to find the area and they might have same area. Okay, so instead of I want to try another approach. Instead of creating this array and storing the uh, area of each possible box in this array, what I could do is I could initialize this greatest area variable in here, and what I could do is I could check instead of doing this, I could check. Sorry, I need to call this, and I need to call this command. If greatest area, if greatest area is smaller than our area current area, Then what I can do is I can copy this again. I can paste it here and I put a sign here. Okay, so greatest area will get changed if the current area is greater. So by doing so, I am able to find area each time and using same variable to replace the area again and again without getting any error. And the greatest area will get preserved through the loop and will be returned later. By doing so, I am saving the time for computer to execute this loop too, and I am also saving the consumption of memory, or I could say consumption of unnecessary amount of memory. And I can simply call this. I don't read, no, don't need this K2, and I will simply return this. This shouldn't be here. Okay, let's run this. I hope it works. But I got error here because I didn't put a semicolon. Just two down. Mm, expected member or name semicolon after declaration specifier RETU RN return GREATEST area. So this loop is for this. This for is for this. So this shouldn't be a night loop. So let's hope this works. Let's pray to God. Finger crossed. Please work, please work. So it exceeded the time. First memory exceeding, now time is what should I do? Uh, what I can do is if let's say GST I equals to 0, I equals to 0, then simply continue this iteration is if the IT is 0, then it doesn't matter if we multiply each time or not, is multiplying something with 0 is always equals to 0, which we could do here too. If ij equals to 0, then simply continue. Let's try this again. Let's submit this. I have saved whole chunk of memory, but it didn't solve a problem. I guess I'm too dumb to do medium level question. What could this was solution right here? Time limited today. I guess I need to look at the solution. Wait, before looking at solution, I want to go through my whole program to see whether I can find any solution or not. I'm going through each iteration, hydroid size, which I should do in order to find each possible area. After doing so, mm, hydroid size, greatest area equals to 0. In order to go through each possible combination, I need these two loops. And these two loops are the main reason for causing time complexity. And I need these two, as I need to check this too. Okay, I will look at the solution. What it do? Left, right, max area. If left is less, while left is less than right, in current area equals to mean into max area equals to max area from current area. If height left is less than height right, left plus plus, right minus minus. So what is doing is taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 3 this and this. This time the loop is correct, so it will move in next iteration here. It will move here. Next time it both will move here. So the area is 0, so we don't need to count this. But it will only look at this possible to. So we don't need to find this area. It's individual block area. Why? Is it because this area could be too small? Okay, okay. So I don't need this to loop at all. And it is while. So instead of doing this, in left equals to 0, in right equals to I dot size, I dot size minus 1, and if left is smaller than right, if left, sorry, while left is return the return, sorry, while left is less than right, what we have to do is find the area. Let instead of this, let's make another current area. So instead of doing this, what we can do is if greatest area is less than, so there is a function named mean, right? Mean, yeah, I comma I asterisk was doing max something, right? No, it's right minus left. Okay, then that's correct. That's what I use for finding out area. Because I was correct there. Most of my logic was correct. However, I thought I need to find area of each block, each possible block, which I think isn't necessary. I will look why it isn't necessary after ending this video. But I was correct. There, the only limiting factor was time complexity, which I need to solve using or by improving my DSA. Then greatest area, GRATEST greatest area equals to mean height, and, and after that, if left is less than right, it's always left plus right minus. If left is okay. So I actually interpreted the question mistakenly. I left is less than I right left plus else right minus. So if our right towards left is less than our right towards right, then we increase the height, increase left by one, which means that we are suppose these two are height one and height two. As height one is less than height two, also make this height three. As height one is less than height three, so we go from height one to height two in order to find the maximum possible area. By doing so, we won't need to iterate through each look is we are only looking at maximal possible area and neglecting those cases where the area could be smaller. I guess that's what it's trying to do, this approach. After doing so, returning, giving the answer. Sorry, this will be left, this will be left, and this will be left. Let's copy this. That's it for today. I assumed myself in front of all of you trying to solve this question. However, I won't regret this, I guess, as I learned some valuable concept like using this min function as I didn't know min function existed. Or actually I did min function existed. However, I didn't know we were to use min function as we don't know which header file are being included in this program. And another thing I need to learn about is DSA as I actually didn't thought about this way, and I actually thought if we use combination, then we could get the answer, which we could have got, but with higher time complexity. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.